Hey everyone, today I'll show you how to install Skype on Linux. You'll be able to install Skype on pretty much any Linux distribution out there, whether it's based on Fedora, Debian, and like pretty much anything. There's an installation for it. So we're going to go to our web browser first. By the way, I'm using Ubuntu 22.04 if you're curious about that. So here we can just search for Skype for Linux. So right here it says download Skype for Windows, Mac, or Linux, so let's click that. And here we have Skype for desktop. So here you can choose what kind of package you want to download. You can use a Linux RPM, a snap. You can also use a Linux deb file. So this is for Debian-based distros like Ubuntu, of course Debian, Linux Mint, those things. If you're not sure what your distribution is based on, you can just look that up. So today I'm just going to show you how to use the deb file and the snap package. So snaps are available for pretty much any Linux distribution out there. So if there's ever a package that's available on some Linux distributions but not yours, but there is a snap, you should use snap. But if there's a version that's available for your Linux distribution that's not snap, like a deb on Ubuntu, I typically stay away from snaps because snaps are sometimes slow, but if it's the only thing you got, you gotta use what you have. So here is the Skype snap, and this is how you install it. So you click the install button, and if you're using Ubuntu, you can view it in the desktop store, which is the exact same thing as just running this command down here. So you can just open link, and here is Skype. So all you'll have to do from here is just click this install button, and then it'll be installed after you enter your password. Or you could do it from the command line, like I said, by just copying it, clicking on the terminal, and then pasting it in here and entering that after you enter your password there. If you don't want to use the snap package and you want to use the deb file, like I said, I'm not going to go over the RPM. Get Skype for Linux deb. It downloads the deb file, and then once that's downloaded, you will have to go into your downloads folder in your terminal or in your files app. I will show you both of these methods, GUI or terminal, if you wanna do either one. Alright, mine has just finished downloading, so now we can either choose the terminal or the files app. First I'll show you the files app. So on Ubuntu, I'm not sure about other distributions, but when you double click on this, it just opens the archive manager by default. So when you open it with the archive manager, that's not what you want, because it just tries to unzip the thing and it becomes a big mess that you might have trouble figuring out if you've never used Linux before. But what you actually want to do is click open with other application, and then make sure it says software install. So that's not by default. It's not selected by default most of the time when you're in Ubuntu GNOME. But if you're on something else, you might just be able to double click on it. So once you click that, click select, and it does open up the software center, but it's actually getting all of this from here, not from any kind of snap package. The software center is just using this deb file to install it, and you'll just have to click install. It's very simple. If you want to use the terminal, you just got to cd into the directory that you're going into, and a simple way to do this is actually to right click and open a terminal. And now you can just do sudo apt install /Skype for Linux, and then everything else that it has in the name of the file. So Skype for Linux 64.deb. You can click enter here. Make sure you enter your password and select yes. And if you get this error, don't worry, everything is still working. So those were all the ways that I'm going to show you how to install Skype on Linux in this tutorial. That's how you install Skype on Linux, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please subscribe, and I will see you next time.